What's good, YouTube? We're back with another video. We're going to be talking about divergence today. Just regular divergence. Um, Bullish and bearish divergence. We're going to be talking about the trade that I called on February the 5th, I think it was. So, I called a trade on USDJPY. It was a swing trade. So, it took. Mm, it took almost 10 days or so to play out. But the massive fall from the 10 days, you know what I'm saying? All you need is just one of these good trades like this a month, really, and you'll be set. Okay, so we're gonna jump into this trade. I'm gonna try to break it down for you, so in baby steps, and probably try to write a couple of notes on the side, so you can go back and watch these, this video. Okay, so I already done put the video into replay mode. So right now we are at February the 4th, just one day before I call this trade. So I was really just, eyeing this trade to see about what it was going to do. All right, so I saw that UJ had done, broke this trend line, right? So it had momentum here. It was going up. That was a lot of momentum. Then, it started hitting the trend line and bouncing off of it. And it went up and, it didn't break this high, and it broke this trend line and came down. I didn't catch this. I came back to look at UJ, and I said, okay. So I trade UJ all the time, but I didn't catch this trade just looking at the 4 hour. But I said I'm gonna catch the pullback and the continuation of the trade. So what I did was right here, from here from this high to this low is a leg, right? So if you pull your fib on this right here, you pull your Fibonacci out here, right? I'm looking for I'm looking for failed momentum. Anything really past the 5%, I mean the 50%. I'm looking for failed momentum, but I'm thinking like, okay, UJ is gonna pull back real far, you know, and I'm going to the JPY basket, which is here, and I saw that, it's making the same pattern, but inversely, so with the yen basket, when it's going up, UJ is going to be going down, because that means the JPY is stronger than the USD. I'll say that again. The JPY is stronger than the USD when the JPY basket is going up. So when it's going up, it's stronger than the dollar. Okay? So back to USDJPY. All right. So these two are inversely correlated. Okay, the USDJPY and the JPY basket. You can use these two to try to draw a conclusion of which direction you're wanting to trade. So that makes it great. Just like how the euro and the euro USD is inversely correlated to the DXY, and so on with a lot of the majors. All right, so I watched the trade. I just let it go. So I'm gonna let this play right here. All right, so we're traveling up, and I'm eyeballing the trade, and I'm looking forward to get pretty far back there, at least into the areas up in here or whatever. So right now, if you pay attention to the RSI, right, what we're going to be looking for price to make a high, like here. It just made this high on the if you pay attention to it. Okay, here we go. Do you see here where the RSI is this is the highest point on the RSI right here, but right here, let me take this and move this to the side right here. Right here, this wick right here, this is the highest point on the chart, but it's lower than this high on the RSI. So right here, this is what you call failed momentum. So I'm gonna try to highlight this right here, bring it over, type in here failed momentum. Now you can look for failed momentum on any time frame, you know, depending on which pair you trade. So okay, I was looking for the failed momentum and I got it right there. And let's see, does it continue on? Okay, so I had drew this up on the 5th. I drew this up on the 5th. I had it, somewhere up in there or somewhere. And I just watched it. I got into the trade when I saw the failed momentum and break. I got into it like right up in here. And I put my stop loss above the high. Swing trade. I'm not going to tell you how much I trade, how many lots or anything like that. But this was a swing trade. All right, watch this go. Let's see how far it go. I think it had I want to say it had a pullback. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But yeah. Trade running down. Trade ran down. Pulled back and it ran down. And here, this is where I got out, right up in here. I got out right up in here for, that was a lot of pips because I got in around here. That's like, if you pull out a calculator on that, that's just about almost 4,000 points. Just about 4,000 points, from 156.5 to 152.9. That's all you need in trading. Just a nice swing trade with a nice lot size on it. Okay, so let's go back into the trade. All right, right here. Try to explain momentum to you. Failed momentum and divergence. Okay. All right, let me take all this off because it's just going to confuse you. All right, let's move this stuff to the side and even take off the fib. Okay, I'm going to delete the fib. All right, so right here, you can see, I'm going to grab this trend line. You can see the price is going up, right? You can see that. All right, from this high right here, which is right here, and this high and this high, which is a higher high right here. You see how the momentum failed? I'm gonna draw it down here on the chart right here. Okay, so we on a 4-hour chart and we see failed momentum in an area of value, in premium areas. So I'm like, okay, we needed a break through this trend line because I drew this up. I drew this up right here. Let me push this. I'm going to delete this because that's going to throw me off. All right. I drew up the trend line. Boom. We got a break of this trend line right here. We got that break. I got in right up in here. Put my stop above here. Like so. I got in like this. Pushed it in. And I got out by right down here. This is the wrong, wrong one. I'm supposed to put a chart. My bad. Supposed to be short. Stop loss here. Here we go. All right. We went for like a 1 to 3. And that's the trade on here. So when we go back and we go look at the JPY basket, it did the inverse. So let's go to the JPY basket. All right, you can see here, I drew up the same type of trend lines. Wait till they broke across. Here we go. And I'm not trading. You can't trade the JPY basket with say forex.com or anything like that. By the way, this is only to just let you see which way the UJ is going. Okay, so you can see right here, I'm gonna pull all this over to the side again. All right, so you can see here, this is the lowest point on the chart right here, right? All right, lowest point on the chart, and this is the high, higher low. This is the higher low to this low, the external lows or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you see here, let me grab this 2 right here, this circle 2. You see this? I'm gonna put it right here. All right, so I'm gonna connect the lows right here. When I connect them right here, they're going down. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same right here. When I connect them here, it's going up. Can you see that? All right, so I'm gonna just put on this trend line, failed momentum. That's failed momentum to the downside. You get what I'm saying? So I knew then that it was time for this trade to take off. You know, so I'm over here getting ready to get in my trade. Boom, there it is, a 3 to 1, and it took off. And I had my stop a little tighter too, because I use, to be honest, I use other systems in conjunction with what I'm seeing on the chart. I just use the system to make sure that I'm correct. Okay, so what I would do is I would turn on my mentor's dots. I turn on the dots, and boom, you can see where I got in at right here. So really my stop loss is about right up in here. Okay, so sometimes it depends on which trade I'm taking, because I usually stack trades. I'll do like 3 trades at once. So one may have a different stop loss than the other. But on forex.com, you can't do that. You can do it on Hanko Trade and all of these other platforms, but forex.com, you put one stop loss, is going to have all three trades with the same stop loss. That's just how they got it. You know, of course, they're a regulated broker or whatever. Okay, so turn on the dots. Boom. We got the signal to go short, and we went short, and we just let the dots do the rest. You know, just take it on down. All right, boom. We take it on down here, and we just, we can watch this over here, but from knowing how it goes, we got the green dot right here. After that failed momentum, boom, it trickled around a little bit. Boom, got the green dot right here, and it took on off. So we took on off, and this may be another little setup right here, because if you're looking at this, we got a little failed momentum up in here, but that's another story. All right, that's not the trade, but here's the trade. Everything went just as planned, and if you can plan out a trade, you can make money in the market. You don't have to be on the lower time frames all the time. I be on the lower time frames because I like to trade the 45 seconds to the 5 minute, and I can make money quick and give me something to do throughout the day. But On larger accounts, I really swing trade. I don't really just come down here and try to trade the 45 seconds and 1 minute and all that on a big account. It's dangerous. I won't lie to you. Sometimes the setup could have went like the setup could have went like this. Could have got up in here and boom, came up in here and took off so like that somewhere. Just would have went, out of control and boom, say I'm down here and I'm trading a 10 lot. And you look at this, I'm trading a 10 lot and it done got up to 159, 10 times about 2,000. That's about 20 G's. So yeah, you don't want to just trade so large, especially if you're on a lower time frame. But as far as like the momentum, this is bearish divergence here. Bearish divergence. I'm gonna write it on the chart so you know. All right, bearish divergence, and this right here would be bullish divergence. Okay, so you can see the low on the chart was the high on the RSI. The higher low on the RSI. I mean, the higher low on the RSI, and this low right here is the low on the RSI. You get me? So when you see that failed momentum, when you can spot that failed momentum, you can get into some trades in conjunction with your dots or any other thing you may have, because I got moving averages and stuff. I got other systems that you can use. I got one system here. It's called I call it the Crazy 8 scalping, and I'm gonna open it just to show. And right now, what is this? Okay, that took me somewhere. All right, here it took me this right here is a Crazy 8 scalping system that you could use to look for failed momentum as well. It's a simple system that I'm working on. It's still in progress. So back to trade runner scalper. All right, we got this here, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got for you. You know what I'm saying? You learn about divergence and failed momentum. There's many different types of divergence. There's hidden divergence. There's as my mentor would say, rolling divergence, continuation of divergence, all of that. And my favorite is the failed momentum divergence because it's easier to spot. I don't want to make the trades hard. I want to make the trade simple, is making money. And another way, what I'm saying, you can look at failed momentum is draw a trend line. When you're drawing a trend line and you see like how you can see the momentum is very, very great here. It's going up. It come and hit the trend line right up in here. It goes up and it comes back and hit the trend line. And then you can see right up in here, this little space up in here. You see this little space? It's not as great as here or as here, on the trend line. So probably could have caught this drop right here, but it would have been a good catch too if I would have got, in right. If you look at this right here, this is the same as the failed momentum right up in here. So we got the high right here. We got the high. We got a high right here. And then we got the high on the RSI right here. That's telling me that the momentum started to fail. Boom, right here. It started to fall. So when we got the dot right up in here, If we would have took the early dot, we would have got stopped out. If we would have took it too early, if we would have took, let me turn this off. If we would have took this trade right here, now this is before, if you come all the way down, this is before we got the confirmation of failed momentum right here, because we needed to wait on this high to know that it's failed momentum. We needed to wait on this thing to make a high to even know that it would be failed momentum. And it came back down, got the dot signal. Boom, we could have caught all of that, but hey, that's another story. That's all I got for you. If you're looking to get into the Discord and want to take a tour of the Discord, come join the Discord. The link's in the bio. Thanks. Have a good day. Signing off.